Relative pronouns: who, that, whom, which, whose. Relative pronouns can be tricky sometimes, but if we take things slow and carefully study this topic, you'll surely get the hang of it. Let's begin with reviewing pronouns. What is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Down here on our pronoun chart, a pronoun takes the place of a noun. You could have her, us, I, he, them, we, our, my, your, him, she, their, you, they, and them, and mine. If you need any more help, there's a whole nother list right here of pronouns. You could stop this video and review them. And we also need to remember that a noun is a person, place, or thing. Circle the pronouns in these sentences. Jill is my neighbor. Sometimes she babysits me. So we have the pronoun she, and we have the pronoun me. The writer uses she in place of the noun Jill. The writer uses me in place of his or her own name. Let's practice identifying relative pronouns and determining the purpose of each adjective clause. There are 5 commonly used relative pronouns. We have who, whom, whose, that, and which. We will mainly be focusing on who and that. Now that we went over our relative pronouns, who, whom, that, which, and whose, let's look at an example. The man who waved at me is my baseball coach. What's our relative pronoun here? It's who. Very good. Now, do you see a phrase that describes the noun in this sentence? Or a noun? Well, our nouns are a man and coach. Yes? Which phrase gives us more information about one of these nouns? Very good. Who waved at me? So which man is it? The man who waved at me. Who waved at me is our adjective clause. So if we look here to break it down, the man who waved at me is my baseball coach. Man is our noun, like we said. This is the phrase, who waved at me, describes the man. It's called our adjective clause. Remember, relative pronouns introduce or start phrases describe a noun. Therefore, the relative pronoun in this sentence is who. So we always have one of our relative pronouns start our adjective clause. Let's do another one. I can't wear the shoes that are covered in mud. We're going to look for a relative pronoun. Who, whom, that, which, or whose. Do you see one? Yeah, that's right, that. Now we need to find our nouns. I can't wear the shoes that are covered in mud. Shoes would be a noun, and so would mud. Now, do we see a phrase that gives us more information about one of these nouns? Very good. We see that are covered in mud is giving us more information on the shoes. Which shoes are they? The ones that are covered in mud. Remember, our adjective clause always starts with our relative pronoun. In this case, it's that. And then it gives us more information about a noun in this sentence. One more time to review this sentence. I can't wear the shoes that are covered in mud. Shoes was the noun that our adjective clause gave us more information on. The adjective clause was that are covered in mud. That was our relative pronoun. Remember, a relative pronoun has to start your adjective clause. Relative pronouns introduce the phrase or start the phrase that describe a noun. Therefore, the relative pronoun in this sentence is that are covered in mud. And this is also, that phrase is also known as an adjective clause. Let's take a closer look at the relative pronoun that. That is only used in an adjective clause used to identify nouns. Therefore, we never use commas with that. Some people believe that to describe people is incorrect. Others believe it's perfectly acceptable to use that to describe people and objects. As a result, it is a good idea to avoid using that as a relative pronoun when describing people in formal writing. So we're going to say that when we use that, it's for things, okay? We're going to use that when we do and describe things, right? Like objects. Now, let's take a closer look at who and whom. Deciding whether to use who or whom can be very tricky. Using he or him method can be very helpful. So if we can change it to a he in the sentence, we're going to use who. If we can change it to him, we would use whom. Whom and him both end in the letter M too. So if we say, he is a singer whom Joe wants to interview. Look at the end of the clause that follows the relative pronoun. Joe wants to interview. Turn it into a complete sentence using he or him. So we can change this sentence to Joe wants to interview he or Joe wants to interview him. Him works best. It ends in an M, so we know we would use whom. Let's look at these. Who or whom? That is the referee who fell and sprained his ankle during one of our games last year. Why is who correct? You would turn the end of the clause into he fell and sprained his ankle. Therefore, who would be the correct word for this blank. Now this second example right here, this is the friend whom my story was about. Why is whom correct? You would turn the end of the clause into my story was about him. Therefore, whom would be the better choice for this blank. Now we're going to practice. The only relative pronouns we're going to be using are who, whom, or that for the following ones. So fill in the blank with the correct relative pronoun. The girl to blank the song was written was embarrassed when Jeff sang it to her. The girl to who the song was written was embarrassed when Jeff sang it to her. The girl to whom the song was written was embarrassed when Jeff sang it to her. Or the girl to that the song was written was embarrassed when Jeff sang it to her. What's the best choice? Whom, that's right. The girl to whom the song was written was embarrassed when Jeff sang it to her. Again, our choices for relative pronouns are going to be who, whom, or that. Alex is usually the class clown seems quite serious today. So would you say Alex who, Alex whom, or Alex that? Alex who is usually the class clown seems quite serious today is the correct answer. Let's try another one. We're going to use who, whom, or that. Fill in the blank with the correct relative pronoun. Tonight we will cook the fish who, whom, or that Tara caught for supper. Tonight we will cook the fish that Tara caught for supper. Remember, that is going with fish, which is not a person, so we're going to use that. Let's try another one. Fill in the blank with the correct relative pronoun. We're going to use who, whom, or that. The wish who, whom, or that Abby made on her birthday came true the very next day. The noun we're working with is wish, so which one would we use? That's right, because wish is a noun, but it's a thing, so we use that. Remember, that goes with things. Who and whom goes with people. Fill in the blank with the correct relative pronoun. We're going to use who, whom, or that again. The teacher who, whom, or that the snowball hit was very angry. Teacher is the noun that the relative pronoun is modifying or giving us more information about. So which one would we use? Who, whom, or that? That's right, whom, because teacher is a person, so we know we're going to be using who or whom. The teacher whom the snowball hit was very angry. Fill in the blank with the correct relative pronoun. Who, whom, or that. The man who, whom, or that is wearing the long tan coat looks like a detective. So the noun we're working with is man. So are we going to use who, whom, or that? Well, man is a person, so you should have had it narrowed down to who or whom. The man whom is wearing the long tan coat looks like a detective? No. The man who is wearing the long tan coat looks like a detective. Because if we changed it, we could say the man looks like he is a detective. The man looks like him is a detective? No. He would work better, so we would use who. Let's try one last one. Fill in the blank with the correct relative pronoun who, whom, or that. I don't want to sleep in the tent. Who, whom, or that has a hole in it. What if it starts to rain? Now, the noun that this adjective clause is giving us more information about is tent. So keep that in mind. Is that a thing or a person? Tent is a thing, so I should know that I need to use that. I don't want to sleep in the tent that has a hole in it. What if it starts to rain? Great job. Let's go over a few more things. Relative pronouns can also help join two sentences. So combine these two sentences using a relative pronoun. There's a school in our neighborhood. It is a private school. Again, we will only be using who, whom, or that. To combine these sentences, we could say the school that is in our neighborhood is a private school. The relative pronoun we use to combine them is that. The adjective clause is that is in our neighborhood, and it gives us more information about the noun school. Let's try another one. Combine these two sentences using a relative pronoun. Again, we're going to use who, whom, or that. Mason is a talented golfer. Mason is only 5 years old. How could we combine those two sentences using a relative pronoun who, whom, or that? Very good. We could say Mason, who is only 5 years old, is a talented golfer. Our relative pronoun we used in this sentence would be who. And the adjective clause is who is only 5 years old. And it gives us more information about the noun Mason. Let's try one more. Combine these two sentences using a relative pronoun. We're going to use who, whom, or that. That foot specialist is Dr. James. I was referred to Dr. James. So how could we combine those two sentences using who, whom, or that? Dr. James is the foot specialist to whom I was referred. We join these two sentences together with the relative pronoun whom. The adjective clause is whom I was referred. The adjective clause gives us more information about the noun Dr. James. So to review, relative pronouns are who, that, whom, which, and whose. Who is for people. That is for things. We are mainly going to be focusing on using who to give us more information about the noun or pronouns of people, and we're going to use that when we give ourselves more information about things. Remember, a relative pronoun starts the adjective clause, and the adjective clause gives us more information about a noun or pronoun. Those 5 relative pronouns again are who, that, whom, which, and whose. You need to remember this week that who is for giving more information about people, and that is giving more information about things.